listed at 5 feet 3 inches tall. He was drafted 12th overall by the Washington Bullets in 1987.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
I'm glad you asked.
AI Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
I've been curious. Who exactly is the youngest swimmer in the world?
Oh, I'll tell you. Alexander Rek, age 10, is the youngest and fastest swimmer in World Championships history. Tarek has been swimming competitively since the age of 4.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm glad I wowed you.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Which club is the first to win Champions League?
That's very easy. Real Madrid. The first Champions League was won by Real Madrid during the 1955 and 1956 season.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're listening to Sports in a Jiffy on our Impact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos.
Sports in Jiffy is live on your radio. Friday edition of the show today, 9th day in the month of January 2026. Here to bring you the latest updates, making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sports beats and pieces on the show this morning. Tiptoeing through all of the major stories, whether you're a sports person, someone love the thrill of the game, or maybe an athlete yourself, this is the right place for you to be, because the early bird has gone around the world to catch the scores, and I am more than willing to serve them to you fast, a lot of facts, and make it compact to our listening pleasure just the way you like it. Ayodeji Ajiboye is my name. Absolute honor to be your host on this show this morning. And today, switch at the back of the net right about now, we'll get straight into the top stories, starting from the home front and from the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. It's been a bit of back and forth in the last couple of days regarding match-winning bonuses of the last 4 matches that the Super Eagles have played at the ongoing African Cup of Nations 2025, happening right there in the Kingdom of Morocco. And as it is right now, it's been said that the captain of the side, Wilfred Ndidi, has now vowed to pay the Eagles bonuses as the federal government are looking to fast-track the payment. Just like I mentioned, a bit of back and forth and also some form of objection to payment method has led both the Super Eagles and the National Sports Commission to this very point that we are in now. Despite the federal government promise to pay the outstanding match bonuses of the Super Eagles at the ongoing AFCON, yesterday or today, Captain Wilfred said he has made a pledge to his teammates and officials that he would settle the bonuses if the government fails to pay before the game between Algeria tomorrow, Saturday, when they will be facing in the quarterfinals. Just so you know, this is coming after the federal government, through the Office of the Minister of State for Finance, Doris Uzoka Anite, also promised to fast-track the payment with the Central Bank of Nigeria. Hopefully, this is done in due time. But then, the boys are right there in Marrakesh, and they trained last night ahead of the game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Phoenix of Algeria tomorrow. Still talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria on the show this morning. Panathinaikos forward Cyril Dizas has now begun rehabilitation after being ruled out of the remainder of the 2025 African Cup of Nations due to injury. The 31-year-old will confirm that the injury has forced him to leave the Super Eagles camp at crucial stage of the tournament and will keep him sidelined for between 10 to 12 weeks. The former Rangers striker took to social media on Wednesday to share his disappointment, describing the setback as difficult to accept, but pledged his support for the team as Nigeria continued their AFCON 2025 campaign. Still more stories coming through from the home front on the show this morning. Straight into local football, we're talking about the female football, where the Nigerian Women's Football League has now fined Ibom Angels 2.5 million naira and ordered the club to play 3 home matches behind closed doors following crowd violence and the assault on Bayelsa Queens players and officials after their premiership fixture in Uyo on Wednesday. The sanctions were announced yesterday after the league reviewed match officials' report and video evidence from the match day 5 encounter. Supporters of Ibom Angels were found to have encroached onto the pitch and attacked members of the visiting team, an incident the league said breached its regulation and principles of fair play. And away from that story, the Lagos State House of Assembly has confirmed Waheed Enitan Oshodi as the chairman of the Lagos State Sports Trust Fund Board of Trustees, following his nomination by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The confirmation followed the presentation of a screening report by the chairman of the ad hoc committee, Honorable Fatai Mojid, who led the exercise in line with sections 106 and 192 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. And away from the home front right about now, we go straight to Europe and we start with thoughts coming through from other sports on the show, where former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has now posted an emotional tribute to his 2 close friends who died in fatal car crash in Nigeria and thanked everyone for their love. Joshua posted, who took to X yesterday to express his grief and acknowledge the pain of the bereaved families while reflecting on the quality of men he had lost from his camp. The post also marks the latest from the 36-year-old boxer following the December 29 crash along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway that claimed the life of his friend Shino Ogami and also Latif Ayodele. A very difficult time for Anthony Joshua right about now. I will pray that the Almighty gives him the strength to pull through this particular time. Meanwhile, UFC star Kamaru Usman had shared a video of an emotional conversation he had with Joshua while the boxer was recovering from injuries that he sustained in the accident. Away from that right now, still talking about other sports on the show this morning, we'll move straight into the world of tennis. Just so you know, we're gearing up for the first Grand Slam of the year, which is going to be at the Australian Open, which starts serves off from next week. Serves off next week, Friday, January 16. That is when the Australian Open is definitely going to be serving off. Star Wawrinka has been handed an Australian Open wildcard as he begins the final season of his career, with the Australian Nick Kyrgios missing out. 3-time Grand Slam champion Wawrinka announced in December that 2026 will be the final season of his trophy-laden career. The 40-year-old former world number 3 won the first of his 3 major titles at the Melbourne Park. According to him, Wawrinka is currently ranked 156th in the world and won the most recent of his 16 titles in Geneva in the year 2017. However, former Wimbledon finalist Kyrgios said he had chosen not to contest in the men's singles competition at his home slam because he does not yet feel ready to play 5-set matches. The 30-year-old has fallen to 70th in the world after struggling with injuries over recent seasons. While he will also be entering the men's doubles competition, having won that event in 2022 alongside compatriot Thanasi Kokinakis. Still more story coming through from the world of tennis on the show this morning, bringing you all of the updates right here on Sports in a Jiffy on Impact Radio 102.1 FM. Don't forget, I will just 7 minutes in beats and in pieces this morning. I'll be back later this evening between 5 to 6 p.m. on the Sports Hub show, where we'll be doing 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of reach, 1 hour of views, reviews, and all of the interviews. And you can as well keep up with all of this updates and more by following us across all social media platforms. We are currently live on our Facebook fan page at Impact Radio 102.1 FM, as well as on YouTube at Impact 102.1 FM. Away from the tennis stories right about now, we'll go straight into the world of basketball with stories coming through from the NBA on the show this morning. It's been said that the Minnesota Timberwolves held the moment of silence in memory of Rennie Good, who was shot dead by a U.S. immigration agent before Friday's game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Good, who is 37, was killed less than 4 miles from the Timberwolves Target Center following a confrontation on Wednesday morning. Minnesota ended the 4th successive win, beating Cleveland 131 to 122 points, with Julius Randle scoring 28 points with 11 rebounds and 8 assists. The Timberwolves are 4th in the Western Conference, with the Cavaliers, who have lost 2 of their last 3 matches, 8 in the Eastern Conference. However, the Indiana Pacers also won 114 to 112 at the Charlotte Hornets to end the 13-game losing streak and deliver a 1,000 victory for coach Rick Caliso. Right there, Caliso has coached the Detroit Pistons, the Dallas Mavericks, and had 2 spells at the Pacers during his 25-year career. The 66-year-old is the 11th coach to reach the milestone and the first to join the group since Doc Rivers in 2021. Indiana remained bottom of the Eastern Conference with the Hornets in 12th. In Salt Lake City, Utah Jazz altered the 5-match losing run with a 116-114 win against the Dallas Mavericks. And the Chicago Bulls meeting with the Miami Heat was postponed due to the condensation on the court in Chicago. At United Center hosted the NHL game on Thursday, and after an unseasonably warm, rainy day in Chicago, the court was not playable. 24 hours later, players from both teams went through their standard pre-game warm-up, but the fixture was called off 90 minutes following an agreement by the NBA league office and game officials and both team coaches. Away from other sport right now, we'll go straight into the world of football and we'll bring you reactions from all of the matches that went down last night in the English Premier League and also the Spanish Super Cup that happened right there in Saudi Arabia, that's in Jeddah. In the English Premier League, got the stalemate between Arsenal and Liverpool, with Arsenal's chance to move 8 points clear being deemed right there at the Emirates. Ugo Ekitike missed game for Liverpool with injury, and Conor Bradley hit the bar as Liverpool extended their unbeaten run to 10 games this season. Still, Arsenal still 6 points clear at the top of the English Premier League table, but then that would have been a jolly chance for them to sit at top of the league with 8 points, and it's going to be a game of catch me if you can. And in the Spanish Supercopa semi-final, the second match, Atletico Madrid lost to Real Madrid with Federico Valverde scoring in the second minute. Rodrigo also adding one to it in the 55th minute, while and Solot scored for Atletico Madrid right there yesterday. A stunning early free kick. Real Madrid were winners to set up a Clasico meeting with Barcelona in the Spanish Super Cup final that will be played in a later date. Other matches that were played yesterday across other leagues. We'll be taking a look at some of the other matches that happened in Italian Serie A from last night, with Cremonese playing at a 2-0 draw against Cagliari, AC Milan playing a 1-0 draw against Genoa right there in the Italian Serie A. More transfer beats on the show this morning, just as we have it on the back page of the major dailies. It's now been confirmed that Manchester City have signed Ghana international Antoine Semenyo from Bournemouth in a deal worth about £65 million. It is a record sale for the Cherries after City met Semenyo's release clause, which had to be activated before Saturday, and they will be paying £62.5 million across 24 monthly installments plus bonuses. He has signed a contract until 2031 and will wear the number 42 jersey, previously worn by Yaya Toure. Won 3 Premier League titles during his 8 years at the club.